Let's just talk about the CIO. So from the CIO role, what has been the biggest learning item that you think, what's the biggest thing you didn't anticipate, but you've learned from and you thought, God, it was a good learning. It was a good thing to.
I think that there's two things. Number one is maybe because when my other companies were tech companies, so you would attract, it was easier to attract tech talent, right? Okay. So now this is like a branded merchandise company, and I'm still trying to attract tech development guys, right? In here. And so the recruiting has been a little more challenging, and, building a cohesive team is so important, right? And the turnover wasn't as nearly as impactful because I always had a stable of people coming in when I was at the different software companies I was at. But here, there's not a dedicated person that's just always trying to bring me new developers, right? Reaching out to whether it's UMBC or Towson or College Park or whatever, right? To always have the next talent coming in. So it's a bigger impact when I lose somebody.
Sure.
Right. And there's, let's just face it. It's a fact. It's a big draw right over here to the west of me. I'm in Lanham, right? DC's big, and DC has a lot of people with really cool incubators and cool companies and stuff like that. So that's a little bit of a challenge that I guess I haven't faced in my previous.
So
jobs.
how have you gone out and solved that? I know you have some database expertise you've tapped into. I know you have Red Zone you've tapped into.
Well, obviously we've I want to focus on the software. Like, obviously, that's my core competency through my life. And so in this CIO role, now everything with a plug in it drops into my lap. And so a lot of the stuff that isn't, my core competency and I understand networking. I understand why I have a firewall. I understand that. But I understand antivirus and all that. But I don't pretend to be an expert on all of that. But yet it all comes under my umbrella.
Yeah.
So I think that that's been something where I leverage you guys now, right? And I've tried. I outsourced everything completely, and that didn't work. And then I brought everything back in-house, and I was never able to get... So the help desk wasn't too hard to bring in here, but the network infrastructure side of it was a huge challenge. I went through 5 people, right, in 2.5 years.
Remember that.
And it's like trying to find a jack of all trades. And so that's where leveraging an MSP, I think for me, so that I can focus on Newman and not focus on all of these break fix things on the infrastructure was something that I did and has been helpful, and and appreciate your help on that.